And let's reboot the live feed. Sorry about this, everyone. Yeah, I don't think they're going to allow that on right now. Okay, then. So let's, this has already been put in there. This is the Fair Use Act. Okay. Thought I already put it out. Maybe I didn't, and maybe that's why they shut me off. Yeah, so I'm back up live. Okay, so let's show that again. Fair use. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's in there. Apologize, everyone. When I don't, I gotta remember to use that fair use thing first, and that gives me, the right to talk about it, as news or whatever. And so it's going to be in two parts, but I'll have a video out there that will be one solid part, and I won't have to go and edit it all. I'll just put it on VMO. It always goes on my website, 12pine.com. It's always there too. So you can get it. You can get the video. We don't have to rely on YouTube all the time. I made sure of that because they like to play little games like this. So we'll continue. Let him continue with this.
This here too. This is the path, winding road. Now you will see how this will be affected by the fire or by the explosion, and this permanent light will die for a moment. Watch this very carefully. This is about 2119. So I want you to pay attention on the airplane, which is here, which is probably rising up in the sky. This is an airplane.
That light's still
2910, 2110, 11, 12, 13, 14,
happens at 19.
15,
It comes
16, 17. Now I'm going frame by frame because you cannot see this live because this is all speed up and you are missing this very, 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 very important moment. Now watch this very carefully. Pay attention on this light here. This is some kind of, public light or whatsoever, street light, which is going to die any second. Now, I'm going frame by frame, very slowly. Okay, watch very carefully. Now, this is going to affect the electric power there. This lamp will die. Here it is. This is the moment, I go back. This is the moment where the electricity die in this area. Watch this very carefully. Electricity die. Now, this is the fire, but you cannot see this quite what is going on because of the night mode camera. But let me show you something. I will show you this in inverse mode, but just let me show you something else. Now the camera will focus this scene for no reason, not for no reason, I'm sorry, because something is coming toward the
in case you don't know, he's talking about the focus. Somebody's going to focus in on it. This moving plane or moving light over here, over to there. That's what he was saying anyway. That somebody is actually behind a camera or whatever and manually focusing in on this. Why? I don't know.
This flame here, and this is right now here. You will see as some kind of a blinking light, which is not. Pay attention on this object here, this one here. I will show you that later blow up.
Now, first of all, does that look like a comet to you? I mean, you can see this with the naked eye, just like the rest of these stars. Does this look like a comet to you? Okay, well, he mentions, and he has in this video as well, has this tracking, okay, from this observatory or whatever it is in Nevada, okay? So this is what he's talking about. And we've already saw that in that sky, okay, that this is the Neowise. There are two of them. This is the one that seemed to be in that area at that time. Okay, now remember, and I'm just doing this because they, cut the video in half. And just remember that Japan, back in January of this year, launches these meteor spawning mini satellite system, 6 other spacecraft to orbit to shoot down comets. These things that look like comets coming down to the ground in multicolors. We've talked about it before, and they claim that they can do it, and they put it on this rocket. And so now, Neowise, okay? Why is this a constantly orbiting comet? But in any case, the coincidence of this thing to be at this point on this trajectory line, right in between these two cities or towns, right where the fire is, just happened to be directly overhead of that fire, and may have caused that blast, which you're going to see here. I believe this is the one any second now.
And you will see when this object, you see how the cameras start to zoom in because somebody is following this, and there is a physical person present there which is focusing the camera, zooming and unzooming. And now you watch this. What will happen when this will come over this fire here? You will see huge explosion. Watch now. So as you can see, this is moving very rapidly and fast to over here. So I will lead my arrow here, and you watch how this coming here, and now the explosion. Watch how the explosion rising. Here it is, here is the explosion. This is exactly passing over the fire here in tremendous speed, people.
Okay, now we're going to leave it at that. And remember, I did mention that, of course, our military, the New World Order, the elites, they may have this technology to, just like Japan, call something a comet, okay, Neowise, but it may not be a comet. I mean, it may even look like a comet, but I've actually seen for the first time a satellite in orbit, and I watched it. They are something. It's just very spectacular and awesome to see. I thought I was looking at something else and called somebody, and that's what they told me it was, a satellite. And anyways, that one didn't move. And why this one moves across? I mean, we could definitely have that technology to call this thing a comet and have it, as a disguise, and it actually could be a satellite controlled by whomever, because this thing, followed that trajectory, like we had mentioned, followed this trajectory right over that Kincade fire, right at the right time, and to have something explode like that. Okay, just wanted you to know that. Okay. So, and then I was cut off from YouTube. So I wanted to mention all that again. I apologize for those who have already heard it. But because you only get the point where it was cut off until the end of this one. The other one you won't get. I'm not going to put both of them out. So remember, Japan can do that. But now I want you to, so the reason why I say that is this is just further proof right here. This is from September 12th, 2019, just last month, okay? This lady was filming a storm on the horizon, and you will see down here lightning coming down, an explosion, and you'll also be pointed to one or two lights that come over, just like that Comet Neowise coming over that area, and then maybe even see something being dropped, an explosion at the bottom. So let's go from this point. I think it's all wound up. Let's see if we can play it. Yeah, they're not even letting me. Yeah, now they're slowing down my machine. Thank you, Windows 10 spyware. So, I normally don't get this problem.
Plane right above it, right here.
Wow.
Almost looks like something was dropped.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, did you see that up there? Right up there, you're going to see it.
Wow.
Now,
Right there.
you know, of course, a lot of people, especially especially my trolls, are going to say, oh, that's just lightning. I get that. It very well could be. You know, we've even had meteorologists directly respond to some of the things that we have posted here.
Yeah, it's not
So
even
I would
letting me,
love to hear your honest opinion about this. But again, I just wanted to show you, this is RT covering.
Wow.
Now, you know, of course, a lot of people, especially
I want you to see
especially
that
my
right
trolls, are
here.
gonna say, oh, that's just lightning. I get that. It
Now, this
very
video's
well
not
could be.
responding. They're making it.
Wow.
See that light? That light that passing by, flying
Wow.
right there.
Now, you know,
Okay,
of course,
I'll leave the link. You
a
can
lot
go
of
check it
people,
out yourself.
especially,
I'm having problems right now with these things.
especially my trolls are going to say,
Doesn't
oh,
want
that's
me to
just
get it out.
lightning. I get that. It very well could be. We're all just direct posted here. So I would love to
Yeah,
hear.
it's not letting me have
And
control
it
of
was
this
quite
anymore.
crazy. I mean, if you guys saw.
So I will leave that link too. And if you come and get the link, it'll probably give you the spot right where I left off there, so that you can just go from that point and watch. I mean, it's just not, this has been caught twice in a month and a half. Things flying over these explosions. Okay, and I don't know what it was in that second video from Marfoogle News, but apparently it saying that it was a comet on the first one, okay, Comet Neowise, okay, flying over this fire. Lights go out before it gets there, okay, and then you see an explosion happen as it passed over, okay? Just so you know. We are under attack, and you need to know this, that they're going to, yes, they will definitely disguise things to think that you're seeing something, and it's not going to be exactly what you're looking at. You know what I mean? It's not a comet, it's a satellite, okay? Or vice versa. They can do these things. Now, I understand what somebody told me one time. You're not going to be able to trust your eyes. Okay? Because, first of all, that dot, that came over in this video doesn't look like a comet, does it? Doesn't have a tail. Didn't have anything that the characteristics of a comet, right? It had characteristics of a big plane. And it was a big dot, wasn't it? Big light. It was bigger than those plane ones that we saw shooting off, up and vertically. So we're just going to have to pray about these things and get discernment that way. And hopefully, hopefully they make mistakes, and they do make a lot of mistakes. Well, they can attack you pretty good, but they can also make mistakes, and you can catch them. You can get it, save it, take it off site, and bury it until you need the proof. Unless they come out with the technology that, like Mission Impossible. Yeah, now that you got the mission, the freaking tape starts melting. Anyway. So, yeah, planes dropping lightning, plain truth. No, that wasn't it. This is just, we're not going to talk about this video. I appreciate this one. You know what is amazing about this one is that how he could use his camera to actually zoom right up to this plane. Okay. Yeah, let's watch it. Let's see. So he's able to take this and zoom right up to the lettering.
October 24th, mass poisoning continues. Got Norwegian, 7097, if I remember right.
So he takes the number. He takes the number from these planes, and he goes to the radar tracker, for these planes, and he finds out where these planes are, just to confirm all this. Who owns it, where it's going, blah, blah, blah. He says that this is not a normal path. And so we can, do our research, or we can, support other people who do the research and just pass it around for them. Just a note there, how this stuff is done. And this is a video from Dutch Sense. Well, this is Never Lose Truth, but she shows a lot of this too. She's the one that came out when I first saw these things about the radars and those big blue splotches that keep, coming up all over the U.S. map when people are tracking some stuff, or we're tracking a storm or something like that. Those splotches are the radar, are the Doppler radar. I know a lot of these weather people who are scripted to say that it's the first time I ever heard it. I know you probably never heard of it before either. Of course, we only have had Doppler radar, what? I don't know. How long have we had Doppler radar? 10, 20 years? I've never heard of a particular batch of whatever that was in the sky as bugs or birds. One time it was what was it? Ladybugs. Yeah, it was a batch of ladybugs flying in the air. That's what it's picking up. It's a bunch of bull. It is. It's more lies. That's all it is. In this video, I believe, and I believe the video that she's putting out is actually from Plain Truth. There's one here from Dutch Sense that you should. Thought I went to that already. I mean, maybe that's this one too. I don't know. But there was one out there from Dutch Sense from 2016 where he talked about all these Doppler readings and the HARP program and the signatures that it leaves, how you can tell by other people using their Doppler radar, because normally you can't tell about these frequencies. You can't see frequencies, right? So the only way that you could tell these things is by the signature it leaves over these HARP, these radar installations. And they generate, plasma, heat, which creates wind and shear in hot and cold areas, which creates storms. A lot of people, he's talked about vortexes being created over these Doppler radars with this, changing in temperature. Because HARP that was about plasma. Heating up the ionosphere, shooting balls of plasma off the freaking ionosphere or whatever up there and bouncing it down and attacking whatever. Being able to do that stuff. So anyways, very interesting. I know I'm not doing this data justice, but yeah, they're not bugs, they're not birds. You know, remember that movie? What was it? Pearl Harbor. Yeah. And this actually happened. You know, when they first invented the radar, they had a radar station in Hawaii somewhere, I guess, or maybe it was, yeah, it had to have been Hawaii. Talking about the planes coming in, they said, hey, it looked like it's just a bunch of birds. They put this stuff in the Hollywood to let you know, too. Really, they do. They have to. They have to tell you about this stuff. And so either in the past, you know, or in the future, or whatever's out there now, they put these things in there, and it's for you to discern which is and which is not stuff that you need to know about, and to be able to understand the things that are going on. You know, like with this Doppler radar and creating basically geoengineering storms, or increasing a storm, or killing a storm, you know. Anyway, they can do all that. And now they can, you know, create these satellites and make it look like a meteor or a comet, okay? Call it a comet when it's actually a meteor. Call it a comet when it's actually a satellite. I mean, yeah, sorry about that. Caught myself. But anyways, California today, we'll get off that and let you, you know, soak that in somehow. And gonna hurry up and finish with the rest of this news and call it quits for the night, and see you on Wednesday. And I'm not on vacation, okay? Tried to take a vacation, but they said they needed some things done. So whatever. California declares a statewide emergency. I don't know why the heck that happens, but it's a statewide emergency for these fires. 200K, 200,000 people evacuated. I heard it was much more. World Watchman from NorCal, Northern California, says that he is about the only area where he's at, and I wish I knew where that was. I mean, I know I got its address somewhere, which I won't put out there, but I mean, I'll tell you what town he lives in. But in any case, yeah, they've got people, you know, evacuated. Hotels, highways backed up and clogged, back roads even backed up, you know, restaurants, just people waiting outside the doors and lines. Yeah, I mean, mandatory evacuations. And now, you know, they are heard using these big planes to bring in some help. So, yeah. Now they're actually in the wine country as well. So he declares a statewide emergency Sunday. Meanwhile, millions of residents remain without power. Meanwhile, they're still turning off the freaking power. Man, if they did that here in Connecticut, there would be a big, huge problem. There would be people, yeah, going crazy. They would riot. They would rise up. Yeah, I think California is one big, huge experiment. Yeah, and those people, they got to step up, man. They got to go and elect officials that they want in there that will benefit them instead of trying to destroy them. Try to move them around like cattle and put them in boxes in a big corral, you know, all together so that they can control you. This is ridiculous. This is obvious. I mean, past couple years, I mean, with the Paradise Fire, yes, that's when, you know, I was awakened. And because I thought, you know, California, you know, obviously California, Oregon, you know, Washington, they have those fires that, you know, that's usually started by lightning. But these people are turning off power to prevent lines from being broken through these high winds where there are no high winds. And yes, they can generate winds with these Doppler radars. This high frequency, I'm telling you. Go listen to Never Lose Truth. Go listen to A Plain Truth. Go listen to Mike Morales. Some of them, you just use your own discernment. But those are 3 right there. There are others that do it. There's one Pacific Redwood I used to follow a long time ago, but he still does it. Checks on the chemtrails and disbursements over there in the West Coast. And so, in the meantime, while they got these fires, earthquakes, okay, rattle fire zone in California. Well, I guess that is to be expected, right? Heck, you're burning everything off the top of the crustal plate. I don't know, just taking a guess, making it lighter, and it's moving. I don't know. Someone tell me. Besides the fact that, there's all kinds of problems over West Coast with, earthquake fault lines and, something. They're gearing up, I believe, something big. Somebody even said that maybe we even start thinking about that Red Dawn scenario too, about an imminent invasion. Maybe this is actually started by another power, maybe China or Russia, because we're not the only ones that have this weather modification crap, geoengineered storms and dew weapons. We're not the only ones that got it. You remember those explosions over in China a couple of years back, blew up a whole factory and cars were burnt all the way down the streets. Yeah. That was because China wanted to put their currency in there as the world currency, and America didn't like that. Yeah. So that stuff goes on all the time. Anyways. In the meantime, didn't have time to put this out there. 3 new asteroids detected within 1 lunar distance. You got one coming by tomorrow. That's only going to be half lunar distance. Asteroid 2019 UB8 coming tomorrow. These other ones detected within 1 lunar distance. I don't know if that means that they're coming by now. They detected them on the 19th, 23rd, and 25th. Oh, flew past Earth. I'm sorry. Yeah, they're already here and gone. Yeah. Like I said, most of them they're going to tell you about have already gone past. The ones that they've worried about, like these 3, they're not going to tell you until it's past. Because you won't know if it's going to hit. It just will hit. Yeah, and then we got these storms going on. Everything's revving up, man. Everything. Prophecy. Tribulation. I don't know what you want to call it. What do you want to call it? You can call it anything you want, but go look at the definition of tribulation. Okay? Jesus said that you would have tribulation. Okay? If he says that you're going to have it, you're going to have it. Now, we are not, we're protected. Go look at Psalms 91, man. You're protected under the wings of God Almighty himself. Yeah, you just need to believe it. I believe it. I'm watching it happen for the past 5 years. When I blessed this house, I blessed this neighborhood. You know how many storms that were coming barreling down the rail towards us and just dissipated or went around us? I'm serious. It did happen. The tornado that hit Springfield a couple years back. That stuff was heading for us. We had the tornado warnings, and next thing you know, poof, gone. I've seen the storm just go right around us. Anyways, that's a testimony for another time. So, Democratic hopeful vows to divide Jerusalem, withhold aid to Israel over Judea and Samaria policy. Guess who that is? I think that is Elizabeth Warren. Yes, there she is. Pocahontas. Warren pledged to help the Palestinians establish a capital in Jerusalem, vowed to restore aid to the UNRWA and other Palestinian organizations, while threatening to cut off the funds to Israel over Jewish communities in Judea and Samaria. Anyway, here's another presidential hopeful. Bernie Sanders praises China for eradicating poverty by killing all the poor people. Yep. U.S. presidential candidate Senator Bernie Sanders offered words of praise for China's successful reduction of poverty in many parts of the country by killing off all the poor people through government control of the economy. Yeah, that's what they're doing here. That's what they want to do, what the Dems want to do. That's what Sanders is all about. It's what Warren, Harris are all about. All the Democrats, socialists, communists have infiltrated. The Muslims have infiltrated. Okay? You want to know how I know that's so? Where is it? Where is that story? Yeah, here's the story. Okay, I've heard of it before. Okay, Supreme Court rejects case of Christian teen forced to write Islamic conversion prayer. Can you imagine this, people? You imagine this, you gotta go to school. Okay, they put a freeze on my computer again. Okay, you're a Christian. You're a believer in God. And your school tells you that you have to recite a prayer, converting to Muslim, Islam. So, anyways, the prayer, which ruled that an assignment to write an Islamic conversion prayer did not violate the Establishment Clause of the First Amendment, but the U.S. Supreme Court refused to hear the case. Yeah, there was something in there. So I don't know why I'm all of a sudden having problems. Whoa. Guess what? My microphone stopped working. Boy, they're really coming in here stopping me from doing stuff. Now my microphone stopped on my Screencast-O-Matic program. Wow. Oh, man. All right. They're making it very difficult. Okay, whatever. And it's not recording anymore either. Oh, man. All right, well, we're just about done anyway. Okay, just wanted to mention a couple other things, but that's going to stop recording. Like, there's enough on there to get that, and it's still going to be on Mixler unless Mixler decides to go down now too. But yeah, Bernie Sanders. America still has a lot of poor people, and that's because we haven't been aggressive in implementing socialist programs that cause mass starvation, Sanders said. Yeah. There you go, people. All right, everyone, I got to get going because I got some editing to do. I'm trying to figure out which one will have the entire program. Because now the Screencast-O-Matic, which I used to put out there on VMO, has stopped. So, I mean, it looks like Mixler, the only one that's just going to have the audio, unless something happens to that. But anyway, God bless you all. I hope your battle is going just as good as mine. We're already victorious. We just got to keep standing until it's all done. I mean, the Lord said it's finished. We just have to keep standing until He comes soon, very soon. I mean, I do believe in a rapture, of course, and I believe that we're going to tribulation. Anyways, God bless you all. Peace out.